Hello, this is Dave. Um, I stopped making the YouTube videos around 2018. Life was great. I had a wonderful job. Kids were home, busy, involved in their lives. Um, and I was accumulating hundreds of photos on my phone with ooh, I'll make a video someday about this. And it just kept not happening. Um, in 2 days, excuse me, it will be the anniversary of our son's passing. He was 14 3 years ago. And part of the closure that I'm having to do on that life, the life that we shared with him, is to finish off all those old projects. Household household chores like organizing rooms, fixing things. But all of those projects now are different because I will not have his help. I will not have his opinions. The end goal is not to have as part of the household of kids. Jefferson's older daughter, who's in her early 20s now, has moved out. So we're empty nesters. Not how we planned, but we're empty nesters now. So I'm making a video of the 2018 to 2025 pictures of Lego Town, Lego Room, kind of the various projects that I started and stopped in with regard to that hobby. There hasn't been much in the past couple years because it's been very difficult to work on the Lego hobby without Jefferson. So I've been doing a lot more 3D printing. Um, that has kept my creative juices going. But here's a video of kind of those missing years. I'm just going to talk through the photos as they happen. So if this type of video is difficult for you, I suggest that you just skip it. If you want to just kind of go on the journey with me, I welcome you. So here we go. For a number of years, we volunteered our house for our neighborhood's Christmas house tour. We were known as either the Lego house or the Doctor Who TARDIS house. For me, it was really just an excuse to have a parade of strangers go ooh and ah over my various hobbies. As you can see inside this room, everything's organized, everything's cleaned. I have all my old sets on display on those shelves. I have the Lego Celeste out with a sign that people could play. On a couple of the buildings, I would raise up each floor with Lego stilts so the observers can see the amazing detail that's inside the modular buildings. Most individuals did not know that Lego made sets like these. I started putting all the Advent calendar Santas throughout the town for people to find. And then Jefferson got the idea of doing basically a hide and seek for the presents. When kids started to expect the actual Legos as a prize, we had to start supplying candy. Here's the rec room just outside of the Lego room. This was originally finished for the kids for all their toys. That Ghostbusters building just never really fit into the town. And in the back, you can see the kids' Lego table with their Legos on it. I did find this very old photo of the kids' original Lego tables. I built those out of some just discarded office furniture when Tori was just a toddler. They are long since gone. I wanted to put handicap accessibility in my town. And this was before Lego created their own wheelchair piece. So I designed my own. And I grabbed a random head, a random hair, random shirt, and I put it in the wheelchair. I looked at it and I just said, oh my God, I just made Lieutenant Dan. Then I made Forrest Gump. Finding that expressionless face was very hard. And then I made Jenny. I have been involved with the St. Louis Lego Adult User Group on and off over the years. And one year, they put my Forrest Gump figures on display along with my TARDIS, my Twilight Zone scene with William Shatner, and a bunch of my old Lego sets. That was pretty cool. Over the years, my dad would find huge lots of Legos at garage sales. Part of me felt bad that there were probably some adult kids that did not know their childhood toys were being sold off, especially if I would find something that looked meaningful inside of the box of Legos. Of course, that meant I had to keep upgrading my Lego storage. The company I worked for was getting rid of that filing cabinet, which stores all of my Lego instructions. I had plans on creating some roads with those nougat masonry bricks, but that's as far as that has gotten. We kept buying more Legos, which means we had to keep buying more shelves. I heard a lot of issues with discoloration and dust on the carousel top, so I bought some felt and took care of that issue. The company I was working for at the time was trying to break into the Internet of Things market, which gave me an opportunity to really do some cool stuff with my Legos. I ended up putting a miniature computer inside of a train that had a small LCD screen, a camera, lights, the motor. It detected ambient light. It also, I believe, had an accelerometer to detect derailments. And I was also working on automatic recharging as well. It was a lot of fun. I also built out an application where I could control that train from my iPhone and even my Apple Watch. Once the Lego tour was over, I decided it was time for another Lego Town reset. My original table was how do I put it? It was a recycled shelf that we used in storage. And I wanted something not warped and modular. So I over-engineered an unstable table. But it was fun putting it together, and I had help from family and friends. This is a picture of the town dismantled and somewhat organized. I was sad when we discarded the old table. The following is a video montage of the table assembly and setup. We had to move all the Legos out, and that created quite a mess. And you can now see the town in pieces on various shelves. We affectionately call this Monster Desk. It was purchased sometime in the 90s when big computer desks were the fad. There was a flaw with my original Lego table design. The PVC pipes were way too wobbly to hold that much weight without toppling over. So I built out a new understructure that is much more stable and still allow me to use the highly modular table pieces that I had designed before. My wife disassembled and reassembled every building following the instructions, ensuring that every building had every piece and every minifig was in their proper location. We also upgraded all of the buildings to use what they call the Mills standard, which gives room for wiring and for integration with streets and other such facilities. With my 3D printer, I started to look at ways to have the train track more versatile. Pictured is a crossover. Then there's the telescoping track that I designed, and then there is sloped track pieces as well. I started prototyping new road designs with intersections and using my 3D printer creating street signs. I purchased a lot more black brick to create much more extensive streets, and I also invested in a new street lighting kit. A dear friend of mine has helped me a couple times go downstairs to the Lego table and Lego room and at least keep things organized so you can walk around and not trip over Legos. The area that Jefferson had just begun to work on his racetrack is now where my daughter Tori keeps her Hogwarts Legos. His room is right there, so it's kind of hard. I have completed the suspension bridges that I had just started before we lost him. My wife and I have purchased a lot of Legos in the past 3 years. We are ending up with a house full of Lego decorations. It's fun, and it just makes this place more our home with his absence. I have continued to buy the yearly modular buildings, although they have not found a place in the town yet. My daughter built this set when we still believed criminal actions had consequences. I am restarting Lego Town automation yet again. And now we have a whole lot of other sets just randomly around the house. I am starting small, and I'm starting with automation first. But this is the new Jove's Landing. It is done. All the YouTube photos from that life have been removed from my phone. What remains are of a picture and a video of Jefferson that showed up on my phone after we lost him. Understand that photo and video were deleted from my phone previously. They were not even in the phone's photo trash bin. That third item is a video that has been long since deleted from my phone. It reappeared just as I was deleting all the old photos. The video is of the bonfire that we had in our neighborhood to say goodbye to Jefferson. Think of this as you will.